Do you want a non-burst dependent healer? Do you want to deal more off-field seal damage? Do you ever want a revenge to Hydro Abyss Mage? Fret not, ladies and gentle melusines, Sigewinne is here. And let's talk about her now. Sigewinne is a Hydro Bow user. Luckily there is no similar thing in Honkai Star Rail, and she is a support that can heal you and buff your skill damage. And how is that works? Well, first, her normal attack is throwing some pills. Sadly we won't see this often. And the charge attack is cuter than that. If you hoard your charge attack, love particle will spawn, and sadly again you won't see this often either. And what you're gonna see very often is the skill that is spawn a bubble that bounces to enemies, up to 5 enemies, and heal ultimates for every bounce, except for Sigewinne herself, but the last bounce will heal her to 50% of her HP. And her skill can be held for better damage and healing bonus, 5% per tire, or how big it is, and every bounce will reduce its size, and also that huge bubble can trap some small enemies. And lastly, the skill can spawn 2 Hydro droplets similar to New Violet and Hydro Traveler. And if she collects it, she will gain 10% bond of life, and if she clears the bond of life, for every 2000 HP cleared, she will gain 5 energy. And then the skill also has Osea Align Arc damage, and almost forget that all of set effect based on her HP. And for the burst, she will do New Villager's attack with much less attack and lasts 2.5 seconds. Absorb nearby droplets and scales with HP at 18 seconds cooldown and 70 energy requirements. Pretty much a DPS loss, so never use it only if you have to. Next we talk about passive. The first one, after she uses her skill, she will gain 8% Hydro damage bonus and 10 stacks of Convalescence. It will increase all party skill of field damage counted just like Senna and Yunjin buff. For every 1000 HP above 30,000 will have 80 damage bonus. And for maximum 2800 damage bonus. Means you have limit of 65,000 HP for this, and I don't recommend you to do so. And let's talk about that bonus damage. I don't know what to call this type of damage bonus, but let's explain it. This kind of damage bonus will increase a kind of damage added after you multiply your attack and skill multiplier. Then it will be boosted by crit damage, elemental damage bonus, another damage bonus, and also defense reduction. Well, I want to call this a flat damage bonus, okay? So what else character has this flat damage bonus? You have Sanhai and Yunjin, and also Quicken is counted this way. And okay, let's continue to the next passive. She will gain 3% healing bonus for every 1000 HP worth of bond of life, up to 30% healing bonus. And for the exploration passive, you have, if your character is below 50% HP, she will heal them for 50% HP at 2.5 second duration, but our resistance will be reduced by 10% for 10 seconds. This passive can only be triggered for every 20 seconds, and it will be triggered only in diving experience and diving exploration. Then after explaining the skill and passive, let's talk about how to play. Use her skill and swap, that's it. You can hold the skill for more heal, and you can burst for some invincible frame dodge, and can walk to get the source water droplets or just the burst to do so. Next we talk about weapon, and there are only 4 weapons usable to her. First and foremost, we have Silver Shower Heartstring, the signature weapon, huge HP substat and useful passive, that is more max HP and crit rate on burst. Get this only if your Yelan don't have her Aqua Simulacra. Then we have the Curve Bow as the second best option with HP substat and useless passive. And lastly, we have the everyone's favorite Favonius Bow or Sacrificial Bow. Favonius if your non-Hydro teammate needs energy, and Sacrificial Bow for the Hydro one. No need to level them up, attack and energy is pretty much useless on her. Then we talk about artifact set. Song of Day Pass is a good option, giving another flat damage bonus, and her heal is quick and one-time heal, so it's a good thing. And you want more HP, so 2-piece HP like Tenacity of Milialit and Forukasa Glow. Then for the stats, you want HP Sense, HP Goblet, and you guess it, that's right, crit rate for Sacrificial Bow user and HP for others. You don't need healing bonus circlet because she has healing bonus already from the passive. For the substat, do whatever you want, not really important. Just don't play her as burst DPS at Constellation 0, okay? Speaking of Constellation, let's talk about it now. Constellation 1, Bubble will bounce for 3 extra times. 3 first bounce will not make it smaller, and for the every bounce will increase the convalescence stacks by 1. And the flat damage bonus will increase for 100 instead of 80, and the maximum increase is 3500. Constellation 2 using skill or burst will gain stealth, 30% of HP, and additionally, the skill and burst will decrease enemy hydro resistance by 35% for 8 seconds. Constellation 3 increase skill level by 3, Constellation 4 increase burst duration by 3 seconds, Constellation 5 increase burst level by 3, and lastly the Constellation 6 will increase her crit rate and crit damage for burst dependent on her max HP. I don't really recommend Constellation, but if you insist, Constellation 2 is a good stopping point where you don't really need Kazuha on your team. Also, Silver String Heart Shower, definitely pronounce it correctly, is more valuable if you don't have Aqua Simulacra on Yelan. Constellation 1 is also a good stopping point if you cannot afford to. And it is a better option than the weapon. Why? Because weapon will only increase her bonus damage, but her multiplier is very small, so it's not worth increasing. Except if you are well and have Constellation 6 already. And lastly, we talk about teammates, and her flat bonus damage will only work on all-field skill damage, so number 1 teammate is Furina, with strong skill all-field damage, and also enables the HP resonance. Not only that, Sigewinne can also fulfill Furina stacks on burst, making them a synergistic duo to your team. So maybe, just maybe, you can get Furina instead of Sigewinne Constellation. Another skill of field damage dealer can also do, like Albedo Chiori for Geo, Kuki Shinobu Yaemiko for Electro, Toma Asinian for Pyro, Nahida for Dendro, and Chichi for Cryo. But for the heal, anyone can get benefit from that, especially Chlorine, with heal to Bond of Life conversion, making her can do more dash level 2 every soft done. And then for example teams, you can have double Hydra and Flex with Furina, like Freeze, Quick Bloom, Electric Charge, Hyper Bloom, and Melt. For Feb is not recommended because their application is very slow, so Sigewinne or Furina will steal the reaction every so often. Also with Nuvillet you can do that, but it will decrease number of Draconic stack Nuvillet can have. But again, Sigewinne can spawn 2 Hydro droplets, which is nice. And as Hydro healer, we still have Barbara and Kokomi. But Barbara is kind of annoying with self-Hydro application, and Kokomi needs to burst in order to do all party heal. And with Sigewinne, so many teams can be enabled. Oh yeah, there is also new blue team, but her application is not that fast, so she will steal all the bountiful course trigger. Not recommended. This is the end of the script, and that's all for the Sigewinne guide. I don't have her yet, maybe later on this patch, so I cannot do showcase as usual, but her gameplay is really simple, just like another healer. And lastly, my verdict for this unit, she is a strong healer, team-wide only with skill, so she don't need burst and so little on-field time, as well as easy to build and just need HP. And also the flat damage bonus is also important, not forgetting that. Finally, we reached the end of the video guys. Thanks for watching and see you in another video.